25 Heart Fire, Day 41. Morrowind Manor has been cleansed and purified by the temple, and Councillor Brim Morrowind and her retainers are living there again now. She says much work remains before it is once again as before, but she is clearly happy to be home. Now that Brim Morrowind has moved back into Morrowind Manor, what were previously the Veteran Quest quarters in the Council Hall will once again be used for that purpose. I should speak with Neminda about staying there when I am visiting in Aldirun. Neminda informed me that Councillor Brim Morrowind has moved back into Morrowind Manor. The room where she stayed in the Council Hall has been restored as the Veteran Guest Quarters. I can stay in them myself on the basis of availability. A Veteran bodyguard by the name of Naris Romoran is stationed there. For my service to House Veteran and adherence to the Veteran principles of honor and the 7 virtues, I have been promoted to the rank of Kinsman. 25 Heart Fire, Day 41, Neminda thanked me for finding Mathis Dalabar.
Oh, welcome back to the Adventures of Shiari Ashwing. Currently in the Dorman Council entrance, where we try to... Oh, this is a nice picture, but that's a strange frame. Anyway, pretty nice.
Neminda told me that Alvis Terry stole a founder's helm. He is at the 8 Plates in Balmora. I am to recover the helm, but I must not shame House Veteran by murdering him.
Oh, and probably I found a way to fix the problems with the UQQBBB mode, not clairvoyant, in a little drastic way, but I don't know. It works. So basically, instead of trying to display or hide things, comparing dialogue condition and proper dialogue windows open and so on, I just check if I have already activated one on NPC, and if already activated, then I place the NPC in the list of people we know already. So this way it's simple and it just works. So now when I talk once with anybody, I will see the name next time also in the tooltip, and it works with everything now. So probably a good way to simplify things, because else it was working with some NPC but some other were not working. But anyway, now I think that the mod has solved the one big problem that I was having with it. So something that I have always loaded. Anyway, we got our quest. I don't know, because I have also... Well, this is a problem with the...
What's she doing here?
I've noticed this thing must be something related to the collision of races, but oftentimes you look to some NPC and you always see another one name when they are
It's
near
so
each
good
other,
to
but
meet you.
it's a minor thing. Anyway, we can talk with Olin. Olin is a companion, which I like a lot. He's a pretty good fighter. Both. He has an house and a quest in theory, but I'm not able to progress with his quest, probably because I did not make some progress with the mace. Maybe I had to use the mace he gave me at the start, doing the quest to help the lady with the glass, one of the first Redrun quest, and I did that quest a little late, and so I was tired of having these mace. He was heavy mace he was giving us, so probably I just dropped it somewhere, and I don't know. I'm not able to progress with the quest so far. So he's commenting on quest, but it seems there are some conditions that I'm not respected. Maybe I will try to spawn that hammer and see if
An unusual stop.
I think I must break that hammer, something like that. But maybe I will check the mod and see what happens, why I'm not able to progress. But it is a good companion anyway. Oh, and also I'm testing a new addition to my NPC mod, a companion mod, and in theory, now there should be this interesting option, and basically detect and apply scenic traveling. So if you have one of my transport mods, the gondoliers, the Seal Striders, or the bots mod, any follower should be able to, any follower or only companions, you can set it, should be able to follow while doing the scenic traveling. Basically, I just made as a Lua dynamic script what was the scripting part of my tweaked already companions. I have tweaked Constance and MCA companions, and Julang, Shani, and a few other companions, changing the original standard Morrowind scripts. But obviously from Lua you can do things much more general, because you don't have the problem to have to attach the script to the single NPC. You can just do something on the fly to the companions you have, and so I managed probably to do something similar, and we will try and see if it works. I'm just starting the test for that, but I'm pretty happy about that, because it was one thing that I wanted to do since a lot of time, and that's a big new. So let me check if this is working. Yeah, everything seems to be working. Let's hope so. Anyway, for now, Olin is following. I will try to give me that item and see if things can progress from there, because he was giving me the item maybe I just changed it so it's not always giving that hammer, that mace, sorry. Okay, here it is. This is what he was giving us. Let's see what that is. So I will open the console, click the player, and add an item. I will paste the identifier and then add number 1. So we now should have the proper item. Here it is. Rusty Mace of the Apprentice. So pretty strong weapon to practice, because it is giving you super high 45 blunt weapon. So even if you are not able to use a mace effectively, you can just do it. But this weapon is very fragile, so you cannot really use it like an overpowered thing. It is just good to practice. So I think I will try and use it next fight. I'm doing some practice with some. If I could, hello Oxpire, if I could just have your game, that would be amazing. Morrowind is such a hassle. It's an hassle also for me. Don't think that things like this loading list come in a short time. You have to work a lot to make the mods compatible with each other, but I think all in all it's the only way to really learn a lot about the game, to try and play it and try and fix incompatibilities. You learn really a lot. But all in all, it is I think it is still one of the most easy to mod games compared to the other Bethesda titles, because honestly I've never been able to progress with for instance a Skyrim playthrough for more than a couple years, and I have some saves here in Morrowind that I'm playing with since 5 or 6 years, and I find a way to fix them, even if I'm always adding, tweaking, changing law and order. Because all in all, it is a more robust system than other more modern games. There are less things baked in the save compared to Skyrim. The one exception maybe is MWCDR. Certain things are still a little problematic to uninstall if you don't follow the instructions, and also every now and then there's a new bug, but usually things are fixed fast. So far I've only had a big problem once, then I learned how to avoid that. But anyway, this is a sort of reduced version, tweaked version of the interior of the underscar. Basically what I did is instead of using these 20 or 30 lights, I just remove some of them, and I think a couple of them. Maybe I just also place some fake lantern, and when two lanterns were near each other, I remove one of them. But all in all, the gist of it is, if you manage it to lower the number of lights, different lights in a cell, you get much better result. Well, the problem of voiceovers is, in my opinion, the biggest problem for development, because as you see also in modern games, there are some games that I just love, like Pillars of Eternity 2 and 1, but if you take a look at the dialogue, choices and consequences, you see there are 3-4 answers you can choose, but the result is oftentimes is all the same, because having real branching quests with a lot of levels, it would mean that you have to explode the dialogue lines, and more actors should do the spoken dialogue for that, and probably that's one reason why they don't do branching different quests a lot in modern games. Probably also because people don't like to branch a lot, they like to just skip things. A lot of younger players, but I think that's one of the reasons. So I think if in the future there will be more and more AI networks able, for instance, to automatically do some kind of how can I say it, virtual actors, so you can reckon one actor saying a lot of phrases, and then you sort of make a virtual actor with that voice that is able to read anything, and that way maybe we will have back a lot of dialogue with a lot of branches, choices, and real consequences, because that way making voiced dialogue would cost less than what it is nowadays. Maybe that will be the future, but all in all, I think the good compromise, again with a lot of branches and a few more important lines spoken, it could be something that RPG lovers would like. Something like the old Baldur's Gate, you had your companions say a couple things, or also Morrowind 2 is a sort of like this, and it's something that is not really bad. So personally, I would also play without a full voiced dialogue. Yeah, that will be hopefully the future, but you need to have some powerful systems to do the voices, and it's not anymore even a problem of disk space or bandwidth to download to install the mod. It's a problem of how much it costs to have something doing that voiced dialogue for every single line without having to pay a real actor to do all the work. I think the problem is there. But we'll see. I should have some potion here. So I have this mace, heavy mace, but oh, I will do something smart, maybe. I don't think my companions will carry the mace for me. Too heavy. Yeah, I think it's a big problem for the people doing some big Skyrim province mod, because you have to people is just expecting to have voices everywhere, but honestly I played mod in Skyrim where there was no full dialogue and it was good anyway. So I think it depends on people who play. I think that there would be some people also able to play without a full dialogue or voiced dialogue. But the majority of new players obviously are expecting that. Oh, wrong potion. Okay. I did not pay attention about the label. This is an arrow, not a plum. So I don't have potions of that here. Uh-oh. Okay, so I did something really stupid because I drank a potion of levitation instead of a potion of feather. And now I have to wait for the feather to disappear. Sorry, for the levitation to disappear because I cannot sneak, and so I cannot
kill that one.
pick up
Those
my
boots are
herbalist
ruined.
sack because this is an old MWSC Prelude mod, so it works just by sneaking. Well, I could maybe do something for that, but for now I have to wait for the effect to disappear. Oh well, we will come back here probably. So what do I need to do?
"25 Heart Fire, Day 41. Morvain Manor has been cleansed and purified by the temple, and Counselor Brim Morvain and her retainers are living there again now. She says much work remains before it is once again as before, but she is clearly happy to be home."
Oh, we could visit. Let's try this thing. Calendar. This is a super nice mod. You have a calendar, you can take a note in theory here, and we write get the bags. At underscore. So I will remember that I dropped them here. Hopefully. While we do something else. Let's see. Yeah, the note is here. And as you can see, I'm using the join all houses and factions mod. So I have lots of things to do.
Mages Guild. Unsanctioned training. Ronese wants me to convince an Argonian at the
Okay,
South
we
Wall
could go
Corner
back
Club
to
to stop
Balmora for
offering
now.
unsanctioned training in restoration.
No. Potion did not work for long, so we can just get the bags for now. And I love the sound mod because you can actually hear distinct sounds when you are on wood.
Exceed. Honor. Move. Exceed. Honor.
And my battle to integrate necessities of Morrowind and Ashfall is not yet won completely, but I am at a good point. Oh, we have also one thing to do, in theory.
House Redoran, Ashimanu Mine. Thelp, Ashimanu Mine. Olin Hlaren, on the south end of Barundas is a trail. You can follow that trail as it curves from south to east. Make a left at the first signpost you see. House Redoran, find Beaten Heladren. Manit told me that Beaten Heladren is a famo as noble of House Redoran. If I have not heard of him, perhaps I should speak with him. Beaten Heladren told me that he thought the Ashlanders would kill him if he told the truth, so he claimed to be a famo as noble. House Redoran, find Beaten Heladren. Manit told me that Beaten Heladren
So
is a
Sherry
famo
is
as
sort
noble
of
of
trying
House
to
Redoran.
do quests
If
for
I
all
have
the
not heard of
faction.
him, perhaps I should speak
Gain
with him.
money, power,
Beaten
knowledge.
Heladren
and
told
everything
me that he
can
thought
be
the
useful
Ashlanders would kill him
for
if he
our-
told the truth, so he...
But trying to doing so in a way that she have to avoid killing people if possible, and avoid doing naughty things. She is essentially a chaotic good character. We could do just that. Some quest for the Mages Guild.
Mages Guild, return Kimarvamidayam. Edwina asked me to return the book Kimarvamidayam to the Mages Guild in Vivek.
Okay.
You've piqued my interest. Please, share your thoughts.
Taurian. Excuse me, I do not mean to bother you, but do you have any food? I lost my job and I'm having difficulty keeping food on the table. That's
terrible. What happened? I regret I don't have any food. Would you settle for a couple drakes?
And so the long story from the legendary NPCs is how you here.
Did you explain your circumstances to the guild steward?
Basically,
if it was your first offense, the guild
you have
may
stolen
forgive your
some
actions
ingredients,
and reinstate
but
your membership.
out of need and
While visiting in Al Dirun, I met an Altmer beggar who lately had been expelled from the Mages Guild for stealing. Torion's situation was desperate. He had no permanent job and a family to support. When he learned that I was a member of the guild, he asked me if I would help him get...
Okay, so long story short, we are talk with Edwina.
I didn't think I should jeopardize my own standing in the Mages Guild by trying to help Torion, so I advised him to make his appeal to the guild himself.
An interesting thing about the legendary NPC mod, I think it's from the
Well, I find myself in pleasant company.
not sure
Please,
if it is
share your thoughts.
the Redoran one, Uh, there are several less generic NPCs mod I have all merged them, but there's interior quest where you decide and make it happen that they can reconstruct a better wall around the city, but this is not really happening. The quest ends uh, when they start reconstructing the walls in theory, and I like to sort of mix something similar to other mods that are making the walls around Edge Room whole again, but no mods is doing that in a sort of staged, like a stronghold. So you see the walls that slowly start being redone and something like that. Probably because it's not so easy to do something like that. And so far the mods that I checked that place new repaired walls around the Edge Room don't do it properly, because none of these mods are respecting the original path grid, and none of them is also making a new path grid. So this means that the NPCs will start hitting walls and causing problems with also the frame rate. So this is something that you must do in a proper way, respecting the path grids, or it's not something good, because when a path grid is not proper, NPCs will start trying to reach some point that they cannot reach, and it will take time for them to try and bump on the walls and so on. Honestly, I think that a good mod about that would be one that respects the original path grid. That means that certain points should have no real closed walls, but you should have to place a sort of door respecting the original path grid in points like near the Sea Strider and so on. Probably you should not put a closed door at the main gates of the city, because there's a lot of path grid points there, and if you put a door, a smaller door, you will have to change the path grid with all the compatibility problems and so on. So in my opinion, a good way would be to respect the original path grid, and then maybe made a mod using activators instead of statics, like the strongholds are already in the standard game, and then make these walls appear when the quest is properly started. That will be something that I like to do. Or even better, using maybe statics and using Allure mod to recognize these statics and do something like that. But activator is a simpler one. All in all, if it works already for the strongholds, it could work also for the walls.
Finally, something interesting.
And that is an interesting thing that could be done for Aldurum. A wall mod respecting path grids and being constructed dynamically according to a quest, like the stronghold.
Welcome, friend. The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
Maybe the lady is here. I'm looking for the lady giving transport. Oh, here she
You're
is.
in good company, friend. Welcome.
And another mod which I love is the one moving, the scheduling mod, moving NPCs around. It's another classic. Every time, now and then, you have to fix some incompatibilities with some other quest mods, but all in all, it is adding so much immersion to the game because people move around. Hello, Ajira. Oh, we must do something in Vivek. Well, first,
Imperial Legion. Honthjolf is a traitor. Frold the White told me that Honthjolf, a former knight-errant of the Order of Ebonheart, has made a pact with the Daedra worshippers of Aharnaby, which is on the far southeastern shores of Azura's coast, near the Shrine of Azura. Honthjolf House Redoran, Founder's Helm.
okay, the 8
Nemandot
plates in
told me that
Balmora. We
Elvis
must
Terry
talk
stole
with
a
Elvis
Founder's
Terry.
Helm. He is at the 8 plates in Balmora. I am to
Not yet. Oh, we must also do this.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
I am in the unfortunate position of needing to remind my patrons of this establishment's rules.
What can I do for you, friend?
Good grief. Did that woman put starch in my shorts?
Do you want something from me?
I'm listening.
Go ahead.
I think he's the one.
Meryl Huano agreed to withdraw his statement.
And so we did it the Pacific way. Yeah, very good persuasion. Oh, and another nice mod which I am using. I'm testing it, but probably I could release it in a short time. This is a gameplay mod which I use to sort of interact with other mods, but the interesting thing is maybe this one. Basically, I am disabling for Lua in a dynamic way stools, chair, plank, collision, under, sitting, NPCs, or if you want in every cell by default, but I think the proper thing is to disable under, sitting, NPC. So basically I look for NPCs with the Antares animations, and if they are found, the collision from the plank or the stool is disabled. This way they stay at the proper height even if they are not hand placed, because it works this way basically. Normally they don't give problem in standard Morrowind engine because if they are hand places they stay there.
You seem quite intriguing.
Problem is when
Please
they
share
are
your thoughts.
spawning from some leveled creature list like the ones placed by Morrowind comes alive. In that case you cannot really place them precisely from the construction set because you don't have the real NPCs you can see from the construction set. You have just the monkey, which is the way you can place leveled lists, leveled creatures in the construction set. So you cannot really do a fine work with placing the NPCs. So something like this is dynamic and it works well with those kind of NPCs. So for instance, this tool, there are no people here and it's not. It still has collisions. This one in theory should be without collision.
What's he doing here?
Go ahead, please. Tell me about yourself.
Anyway, we did the quest here. Oh, someone
Hello.
robbed us.
What was that?
Now here's one who can hold their own. How are you?
And also I should look for...
Ugh, disgusting.
an Argonian.
House Redoran, Founder's Helm.
Oh, Alvis
Mama
Terry.
told me that Alvis Terry stole a Founder's Helm. He is at the 8 plates in Balmora.
I hope he's here because with the scheduling mod, they are not always where they are expected to be.
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you warmly.
So Alvis Terry, I think it could be a Dunmer. Anybody knows?
Knight errant, how may I serve you?
Oh, we could get something. Yeah. This commoner is a thief, most likely.
Welcome. Care to talk?
What do you think of Balmora, Outlander?
Oh, here he is!
Alvis Terry gave me the Founder's Helm. I should take it back to Nemenda in Aeldirun.
I love it.
Share your thoughts, friend. I enjoy the company.
She has a backstory. My character is a good excuse for me to walk without this mod and do all the quests. Backstory is something like she has this special class, Enchanted Blade. She's both a fighter with swords and also a good mage. She's sort of the daughter of the Redguard and the Breton. But the gist of the story is she has experienced strange deja vus since childhood, and she I will play like she's having some dreams where she's the future, even short range future, where she can avoid some dangers and so on. Excuses to make her survive so long across various games and mod lists and changes. So it's a sort of excuse to have me telling her what to do in certain situation, because I just reloaded the save. And this is a sort of idea from there's I think I have a link about it in my site, but there's a comic site with a story about characters like this, which is where you, the player, are sort of living in Morrowind, and you become friend to the real Nerevarine character, and you help the Nerevarine to do some quest in some ironic way. And the idea about the background for this character is more or less like she has these dreams and she learns how to survive also using them. Why she tries to save Morrowind from Dagger all the things that will come after that from the gazillion mods that we have loaded. And also because I like to play these styles of magic and sword. And also I like to play Breton, I like to play Atronach. Don't like to experiment with different character. I like to experiment mostly with mods, with quests, with visiting places, more than changing the kind of character I'm playing. What time is it? 7 p.m. Okay. What should we do here? Oh, we have to find an Argonian for the Mages Guild. This one.
Mages Guild, unsanctioned training. Ronese wants me to convince an Argonian at the South Wall Corner Club to stop offering unsanctioned training in restoration.
That's a very interesting, I'm not a law expert, but I remember I read a very good article about, I don't know the correct pronunciation, I think it's Chim, but in my language you would say Kim, but basically if you look for the site of the author of the Julan mod, which is Kateri, she has in her blog she has a super interesting article with explaining the concept of Chim and how Morrowind story works in short, and I think that's one of the best things that I read about it, because it's not so hard to follow. You don't need to be super expert about lore to understand. It's a sort of Chim for dummies, and I like it very much. That's more or less what I think about that. It's a sort of realizing the connection between the player and the narrative. And from there you can start reading the sermons of Vivek, I think, and there you can find a lot of references about all of this. But I think that that article is really great. And the south wall, let's see if we can find this Argonian. Oh, and I should also do that thing with this mace, because it is heavy and I don't want to drink all my potions. So, tell you what, first I will go to the Fighters Guild, look for some practice dummy. Uh-oh, it's me, Shiayu. Let me enter, please. This is a mod by Antares called Knock Knock. I added a little text so they
I'm very happy to make your acquaintance.
Okay. Oh, no practice dummies here.
Bloody scamps, I could skin them all.
We have to fight
You flatter
something.
me with your attention, Outlander.
We need to visit the fort. Well, we will do later. For now we go to the Thieves Guild place. Okay, there should be an Argonian providing unsuctioned training, and the reigning Satrius doesn't want him to keep on doing that.
An honor, to be sure.
Not sure he's the one.
Dirt, 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 dirt. Everywhere, dirt.
Oh, he's doing training, so also selling, teaching spells. He's not telling us the truth. Okay, so Shiayu is...
Yes, I agree.
Doing the good thing. She knows that Ranis is not very believable in these kind of missions.
Only he stands there agreed to train me in restoration. In exchange, I am to tell Rani Zathras that he is no longer offering training without guild permission.
Oh, another thief! And now my companion can react. Every now and then you are able to catch the thief. Oh, the thief disappeared if you are not fast enough. The thief can run with your money. And I love this this mod by Alchemist on Tires, and I think it's the best thieving mod so far, because it is simple and it works in a believable way. And okay, we can go back to Rennie's. Oh, we also have another mission for the Haldenshaw Guild. We must talk with Abasi, Sugar Lips, oh, but we have another quest for her. Okay, but for now we ask about
she will give
permission.
certain Nelfin's guild the permission. Sugar Lips Habasi wants me to find an ebony sword of white woe that one of the guards in Balmora owns. The guard is stationed at one of the guard towers, using another weapon while on duty. Habasi thinks the guard will hide his treasure somewhere near his posture.
And this is a quest from the Haldenshaw mod by Jog, and I think it's pretty great because I love the mods by Jog. Started in Morrowind. He also did similar mods for Oblivion, mostly centered around thieves mission, but this one is great because Aldenshaw is something that could have been here in the standard game. It's a small village near Sidanin on the other side of the bay, and you have this new guild of thieves that you can help establish there and do mission for them, and it's pretty good, especially if you're using some mods like the journal houses mod, and you want to find a way to increase your reputation to do more thieves missions, so you can join more factions in an easy way. And this one is to get permission to develop the guild there from Abazi, because in theory Abazi is the boss also for Sidanin, and she's giving permission. But she wants something for this. She wants ebony sword or white one, and this is where the job quest is merging with the standard game, where you can find this special word by chance, and now you have to decide if you want to do the quest or keep the sword. And we want to do the quest. I don't remember actually if I already found that sword, so let's look at it. One of the guard towers, I think I remember which is the one. It should be the one near Chaos Cosada's house. Companions, you could use a torch. Okay, so from here we go up there, and over there is Chaos House, so the tower should be not far.
Walk with virtue. It's never easy, is it?
I think I already found it. If this is the proper tower.
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you all.
The finest potions and elixirs in town are right here.
We did the suction training thing.
Yes. I told Ronnie Zathris that only he stands there wouldn't be offering training anymore. In exchange, he will train me in restoration. Ronnie Zathris asked me to escort the scholar Itermeril, who is staying at the 8 Plates, to Pelagiad. What Ronnie's really wants, however, is a copy of Itermeril's notes. No, not yet.
Okay, for now.
Warm greetings. Do you wish to barter with Khajiit?
The pleasure is all mine, Outlander. Care to barter with me?
Tidings, Breton.
Okay, so we are both well fed from Ashfall and also from necessities of Morrowind. And it's raining again. Okay, so at the 8 plates, and he wants to go to Pelagiad.
I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Ah, friend. How does the day treat you?
Follow me. I asked Itermeral to follow me to Pelagiad.
Hey, wait for me!
Oh, I'm thirsty. Hey lady, want something to drink, please?
Walk with virtue, Outlander.
Ah, welcome. What is it, friend?
There is much to discuss, much to learn.
Okay, so let's see. Itamara is following, Julian is following, Yashka is here. We lost Holin, but we can't teleport him. We must go to Pelagiad. Well, we could just take a mage guide. Okay, basically I have set the multi-mark mod to automatically add followers who are also companions, who have the companion variable and are able to carry your things. So this way it is not really automatically adding people from quests like Itamarel, because this way it's a little less cheating. You can always add him if you want to the list with the spell, but this way you can avoid making things too easy. So we will find a way to reach Pelagiad without teleporting right there. So how could we do Pelagia? We can look at the map. Hopefully. Can we? No. No. Yes. Okay. Pelagia is more or less here. So we could try and take a strider to Vivek, in theory, but I think the strider will take a long route this way. Or we could go to Vivek, Mage's Guild, take back the book. We need to give back there for the Mage's Guild quest, and then from Vivek we could try to reach Pelagia. Should be less far. I don't know. More or less it's the same distance. So I will take a strider just to check if the mod allowing follower to follow using the scenic traveling is working. But before doing that, I will add Itamarel, because I don't want to really get him lost. So in case of need, I know I can record him, but I want to try and emulate doing the quest the proper way. So take a strider, see what happens. Probably will reach Cedar now, or we could go to Vivek. Not sure it can work, but let's try it.
Knight errant, we make a special trip just for you. Same low prey.
Now finally I can see the name of the strider operator, because before doing these last tweaks to the not clairvoyant nerve, it was now being visible, but now it works fine. Okay, so scenic travel to... Actually, Alderung would be a good destination. Maybe no. Surround would be a good destination. Also Vivek. Cedar. Oh, but if we go to Sidanin, we could visit my main base there, the Xenarian manor, because I think I have the sword or white ward there, so we could also get that.
Sidanin, 14 gold pieces.
So crossing fingers, will Itamirel be able to travel with us? Doesn't seem so. Julang is doing that, but no, not working yet. Julang is working, but that's because he's scripted to do it from his script. And Yashka is following, just levitating. So Itamerim is not. Mod needs still to be tweaked. At least let me check it. If it is enabled. In theory, it should be working. Oh, well, this is another great mod, adding a sort of Dreamer Academy. You can help finding Dreamer artifacts. Nice weather. The Sable Dragon Tavern, great mod. If you love Baldur's Gate series, get this mod and play the Sable Dragon. And this is the Mills of Yodai River. A real walking stream like mill. You can walk there and get some money. This is a glitch caused by something changed in the Morrowind code patch or MWSLUR about how the set invisible scripting command works, because in the original game it was working sort of making the player invisible from other creatures, but not adding the invisibility effect. So you were not transparent, you were just sort of invisible to the enemies. This way you could do the scenic traveling without being attacked by cliff racers and so on. But now the effect is a little ruining the illusion, because it is adding some invisibility visual effect, and this is a big problem because I have to tweak and do things to fix this thing that should not be fixed by my mod, but should be like it was. So if something works, don't break.
You will die here. You will die here.
Okay, we are almost there. I hope so. Yeah. So my companions are following more or less. Julian is following very well because he's pretty to do scenic traveling. Yashka is able to follow levitating. While the poor Ether Marl did not manage, so my Lua mod needs still a lot of work, it seems. Anyway, we are here to go to the Xenarian Manor. And there's a nature there. Let me check it. Oh, at least the tweak when I dismount from the strider to fix the invisibility is working. So I must just add the same code trick to try and fix it also while traveling. Hopefully. But I really like that the scripting command could be restored to just avoid adding the transparency effect to the set invisible scripting command, because this is how the original game was working. And it's not a bug, it is something you can use from your scripting, because if you want you can just add a invisibility magic effect if you want your character to be transparent. But if you want just the protection from invisibility without the player to be actually invisible, then that scripting command was ideal. And it's not working anymore. Anyway, we want to reach the Xenarian Manor. Oh, a Droog, what's that? Oh, and we have been hit by that. Oh, we need to help Julan here. We have been hit by again. Oh crap. We are all hit by lightnings. Oh, luckily a guard helps. So, my companion is still alive. Hopefully. Oh, Yashka is great, but Julan is not yet a super powerful warrior. We are training him, but he's not yet super tough. And I had some... Oh, sorry, not this one. Wait, heal. I was absorbing help. Poor Julan. This one. So some people is afraid from lightnings added by my bot, and someone asked me to remove the damage from the lightning, but the main quest with Shiayu, a lot of times, not this Shiayu incarnation, but several previous Shiayu. Usually I do more or less a similar character. I give her name and I use a different surname. So that's been Shiayu Rostone, Shiayu Sun, Shiayu Ashwin, and so on. And one of these characters is my older save, and it is the one I use to test new mods when I need a high level characters. It's about a level 45 character, but she has been developed very slowly using some game settings to do a slow progress, and she explored half of my super modded map, and she's really powerful. Has joined like 50 factions from a number of mods. She's super powerful, but I mostly play her when I need to test some mod because she's so powerful that be a sort of retire, never in, just visiting places. But yeah, I finished with that character the standard game, and also a lot of other mods. And so we are here. I was talking about the lightnings, and you have just seen how my character and also Yashka and another think an edge has been hit by lightning, and you actually are stunned by the lightning, and you lose some health, but it is scripted to never kill you or the NPCs, because more or less the NPCs are hit by a very low damage, and the player is hit for a fraction of her health, so she never dies from a lightning. So you don't have to reload because you have to be hit by lightning. You just lose a lot of health, so you have to heal before starting another fight, but you are never killed by that. So I think you can disable it from the mod. There must be some games, some global variable for that, but all in all I think that it's better if you play it with the damage, because it's more realistic, and the mod is all about having something more realistic for the stormy weather. Anyway, we are trying to reach our Xin area manor. We could do it using a teleportation ring, or something faster, like this. Also, I want to show you this thing, because it's a pretty interesting way to do teleportation rings or amulets or something like that using standard scripting. Basically what you have to do is give the ring or the amulet some enchantment on cast. This way you can automatically start equip the ring when you click it from the spell list in your enchanted items here. And this way, if it is scripted to detect the equip, like most of scripted rings and teleportation amulet are, this way you just click and you are teleported. Like this one, Xenarian colored the home. This way. So it's pretty fast and useful. Anyway, we are here mostly because I want to check if I have that sword here. Should be white wool. Here it is. So we already found it. And this is our main house for now. The Xenarian workroom here that you get once you find the hidden key in the sort of quest for the mod. And the curious thing is that you start living here instead of using the real manor, which is this one. And the great thing is this place has a view which is great. About, you can see the, well, not in this weather, but when weather is better you can see the coast, the mainland coast. And also I think it's great coupled with Verity's little cost trees, very atmospheric. I will try to jump down here maybe. Well, I will go inside just to show you. A very scenic house. The one problem is if you have a tree replacer, you should replace the standard tree with the special one with using the vanilla meshes, because this way the tree will fit properly the house. That's the one change that is sort of necessary if you are using the validity tree replacer. I change it also a little about the sword you get on the quest. It's a little more powerful, but most of the mod is just oh, I have also reduced a lot of skill books, so less of them, but pretty great mod. But anyway, from here, probably, now we have the sword.
Great Fila Dearling.
Oh, Yashka is following us already. So I think I will find the... Oh, and over there a scenic bunny pod. Yeah, not very realistic. Near Sidanim, but look at this. It's very scenic.
Throw up 10. Throw up 10. Throw up 10.
No surrender! No mercy!
And also, Tula is here. Okay, time to go for Etomerald. And also we can get something from this Drew crab. And so, as you can see, my mod for the companion, when I press Alt activate, companions are trying to loot the items, the containers, the dead creatures, and if they are not encumbered, usually they can carry things for you. I can still force them to carry things like in Skyrim, but by default I set them to just carry what they can. It's something you can change. This is Skyrim style, they will carry everything and be burdened from that, but I think this is better. More realistic and also it works better because they can fight. But anyway, we want to go this way and try to reach Pelagia, which is and Yashka is still levitating. A script probably glitched. Better recall them.
Ulikna. Ulikna. Ulikna.
You Inma.
Yashka is... Okay, so I will try something. In theory, if I touch the companion, I should reset the EI. But let's try. I must be fast. Oh, she's already gone. No. Let's try this. This always works. Start combat, player, stop combat.
You will die.
Oh, she wants to kill them. Okay. Let's see. And I think she's levitating for some reason. So let's try if we can have our script remove levitation when we are done with it. And this sneaks out is sort of afraid of us. But I forgot one thing we need to do in Sidanin. Okay, is she still levitating? Yeah. So probably something went wrong while taking the strider. I must check the name of that script. Let's see. Oh, approaching memory limit. Better to save. And when you see that message, usually it is better to save and restart the game, because this way you clear the memory and avoid possible crashing.
Hold still, coward. You will die here. You will bring me great honor.
Come on. Are you good?
You will
Sort of.
die here.
Die, fetcher. You're beaten. There is no escape.
Ixi.
You Inma. You Inma.
Okay, I want to reach, see the name, main little square. Then I will save and reload, because we are having low memory warnings.
Now you die.
Now we have to talk with someone here for a quest for Constance. And then we try to call for Ethermerald and reach. Oh, look at that! I love it when you see the striders going away. And so, I would say it's better to go out of game, because this way you are sure you clear the memory. If you just reload immediately, it doesn't work. So we must do this. Restart the game. But it's strange that Yashka is not levitating anymore. Maybe she just drank a levitation potion. Possible.
If there is anything I can do, I am humbly at your service.
Oh, she's still levitating. Let's see. Yeah. The script removing the special levitation for her didn't work, but now we solved it. Okay, so we need to talk, I think, with Faggot. We have the quest for Constance. Could it be Thief Companion Constance? Ah, hard to find. Constance's Uncle Bagot has sent her a mysterious letter. Obviously, he has found out something important about Yana. I promised Constance to help her get her bow back. Okay, she's went to Medak Trade House in Nisus, and we must go the West Gush region. Oh, near Kadira, so no, we don't need to do anything here in Sidonie. We are hot. We got some water. We douse ourselves with water, so we are not hot anymore.
Your bidding, knight?
Ixi, Anna, Ixi, Anna.
Oh, and we need also Ether Marrow. We sort of cheated because we shortened a little, but he should have followed using the Strider in the original plan. Hello, are you okay?
Follow me.
Oh, what's over there? Some new kind of monster? mud crab? Not sure. There's something else there.
I shall enjoy watching you take your last breath.
Look at that. A super scenic view of this waterfall. A swamp, liking it. Oh, we hit a cream. Sorry. I love the queens. Maybe something else killed the poor queen. I hope so. And when you can use your different cameras for the player, this is the first person view. Hello Morla, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. Yes, I'm playing a little more Morrowind. Asheville is good. Honestly, I'm not the kind of player usually that can mostly appreciate it, because I mostly just buy something to eat. I don't spend a lot of time cooking and trying new recipes or planting a lot of tents. So honestly, I prefer Necessities of Morrowind mostly because it adds a lot of imperial settlements and there's a quest, and I like more that kind of scenic quest. I mostly use some, I roast some meat on the fireplace and I don't really cook with different recipes. But Asheville has some distinct things, like the when you prepare the tea is nicer. If you do, if you like those details, it's a wonderful mod. Honestly, I'm not sure I like a lot the effects when you have start being not well fed, because I think touching player strength is not something I like a lot, because strength is so useful to carry things that I would touch something else. But all in all, it's also easy to tweak the mod if you want. It's source code, you just have to find the proper file and you can tweak it if you don't like something. So all in all, it's a great mod, and also working from UI is much more compatible with a lot of things. Oh, what's that? A rat?
Need to practice more.
Oh, now I understand. It was Ethan Merle using some spell. Okay. Necessities of Morrowind is not updated anymore. I think, at least from the author. So it's pretty compatible with things that more or less respect it. There are some conflicts with other mods, but mostly I have tweaked the other mods usually to be compatible with Open Morrowind, for instance. Sorry, not Open Morrowind, with Necessities of Morrowind. For instance, one conflict is with Zulan, because there's a quest in Zulan where you have to take the High Musa tribe across the water and to the new place where they got to live. And there's a small conflict there because to walk that path correctly, the first part of the path from the Ashlander camp to the sea, the how is it called? The Julan main quest is placing a little path grid to reach the water. And if you have Necessities of Morrowind, Necessities of Morrowind is using its path grid in that Ashlander camp, because it is placing new things, and correctly it is also arranging the path grid to avoid people going into wall or into new furniture and so on. So basically the classic conflict with two different path grids in the same cell, and this is a very common problem because it's not like with landscape where more or less depending on the loading order you can fix seams oftentimes. With path grids, usually the one that wins is completely erasing the other one. So when there is a path grid conflict, one of the two mods is no more working as intended, and so you have to sort of do some special tweak and do a new path grid with both the mods arranged to work together. That's probably the biggest problem with Necessity on Morrowind. Sometimes there are mods that change the path grid. That is where you need to do a patch. But the rest is not so problematic. Usually buildings are in new places. And over there we can see Pelagia. So, okay, Yashka is here. Julan is running around. Here he is. Itamara, where are you? Already lost. Honestly, I'd say if you are not using, but there are patches for sure from the big city mods and Necessities of Morrowind, because Necessities is still something that a lot of people use. I think if you start from scratch, if you take a look at Necessities, how it is, where are these Imperial buildings and these new vendors and shops and so on. If you like it from an architecture point of view, if you like it from a quest point of view, if you like it for the Imperial presence, if you like the new food types imported from Cyrodiil, well, you may like the mod a lot. But if you want something that is only using wonderful ingredients, if you want something that is not adding Imperial presence or Imperial foods, then you probably want to play with Ashford. Honestly, if you tweak the Ashford mod a little or add some integration like I'm doing, you can add some Lure mod to integrate both and play with both like I'm doing. More or less they work well enough. Itamara, what are you doing over there? Come on, calm down. Still a bit. Oh, I think I know what's. He's still having that script. Let me check. Ah. Okay, I think there's a conflict between removing this and other scripting. Anyway, I'd say if you want a simple mod without adding Imperial Present, play Ashfall. But if you like new food and Imperial Presents, and also a quest to learn new recipes, also necessities is great. Music, let's see. Oh, this is another mod that I made to be able to answer these questions, and should be this one. Beyond Skyrim, Bruma of Storms from and Half-Light. So it's a Skyrim music. Let me check if I can actually look for it. It's from Beyond Skyrim, I think. Beyond Skyrim, Bruma. Yeah, it's really great. And where are you going, Julian? The last creep is not really super smart. And when an NPC tries to do something like that, when you teleport around a lot, you can recall. And hopefully he should reset this way. Oh, he doesn't feel well. Okay. Can
Do you have enough magicka
cure
to
yourself?
cure yourself?
Right. So basically my mod trying to add scenic traveling for Eternmera didn't work so well. I need to find some fix. So I think I will take a note about it using the BC command. So how you use this command, you click the item you want to take a note for and write BC, and you write your text there. Check scenic traveling lure script. So this is written to a file that you set up in your Morrowind.ini, a text file, and so you get the identifier of that item, the date, the position of the item, from what mod it's coming for, and so on. information pretty useful when you will have to fix things. Oh, they are fighting. They are using wooden swords, and this is another great mod that honestly it is a little heavy on frame rate, but it's so adding more life to Morrowind, having all these children. And this is an example of integration of Ashfall and necessities. As you can see, I have well, because both the mods are reacting. So I can drink for Nom and also for Ashfall. Peter Merrill, where are you going? Oh, the 8th place. Maybe we need to go to the tavern here.
Peter Merrill arrived safely in Pelagiad.
Greetings. How do you do? May we talk?
Peter Merrill gave me a copy of his notes.
Okay. Got the notes. And as we are here, we can also ask around for another mystery. There's been a murder here.
Oh, greetings.
Do you want something from me?
May we talk?
And the pretty lady here is from
Sorry, stranger. My time is short, so get on with it.
Morrowind comes alive, one of the possible companions. And when you are high level enough, usually you can get them as companions. Plenty of them. We will now ask her to join so far. Oh, also the... Oh, someone robbed us again?
Go ahead.
We can't see the thief, but I'm sure this Imperial is the culprit. Hot. And oh, I want to talk with Latia here. No, Igfa. Igfa, look at her. Such a pretty lady. These are dresses from
Why have you come to Pelagia?
Illuminial mod.
Over there. That's no.
What was that?
I went to Skyrim over the north 1 or 2 times in previous streams, but I think they finished at least 1 more cities from that time. Usually the pickpockets make a sort of check against the player security, I think, and if the player is good enough, you manage to realize that you have been robbed more easily. but Shari is not really good with security. When she need security, she usually use an enchanted ring to increase her security just to be able to open the lock, or she uses spells to open. Oh, but we can visit anyway. Doesn't need to to wait. It's already a pretty good place to visit. We could also try that maybe next time. We are already members, but usually I have also still to do a lot in Old Ibonat, in Time of Rebuild, for instance, because I know there are a ton of quests you can do in that city, and it's been also sort of overhauled a little, so in theory frame rate is a little better. So also there would be a great place to visit, because I think there are hundreds of quests. But that's one thing to say: if you play with Julian and you want more or less to progress with the main quest, you have to dedicate a lot of time to Julian first, because you have to train him, else the quest is not going on. So a little time is going there. Anyway, I wanted to check something, if we can do let me check. Not yet. Yeah, we basically, if you progress with the quest with this mod, you can get her to give you some embrace. Yeah, that's a nice music. It's part of the mod. So Ether is here, and we could investigate about
I thought I heard something.
this mother. I think it's a quest for Thorn's Spiral, the Mages Guild. So the building should be near this house. Oh, this is really strange. Never seen something like that. For some reason, Waterlife is thinking that there's water there. Okay, a bug. Oh, 10 years is a little too much to wait. We will try to get there first. Oh, and this is the place we can investigate.
May I help you?
Basically, this is from the magical mission mod by I don't remember the author. Mana user probably. And basically it's an extension to the standard mod by Bethesda, which is adding a quest to improve the propulsions. And it is the quest for Thorn's Spiral in Caldera. Anyway, we must investigate this model. There's a dead Antral Saloba with nothing suspicious here, so we will just ask around. We use our super helmet, so we get some better personality. No signs of a struggle or wounds on the body. Could be some subtle kind of magic or poison. Then again, Antlers was old, so it could be natural death. She is the wife.
Melina Salabar believes the Telvanni may be to blame for her husband's murder. She says Antlas was once a Telvanni himself, and that they do not take kindly to traitors. She does not know where they might be hiding.
Okay, so she's suspecting some Telvanni mage hidden somewhere. Yeah, about the problems with interiors, if you think about it, this is the bigger problems also for something like the mod by Microdark, Little Naya mod. Exteriors are almost done since a lot of time, but making interiors takes a lot of time. So that's the one big problem. And then there's quests. Don't underestimate quests. Quests are probably the one thing that requires more time spent on testing, because it's very easy to forget something with quests and to not imagine everything that the player could do, and so you have to debug quests a lot, and it takes a lot of time to make quests working properly. I think even more time than doing interiors. And honestly, my thoughts about interiors is big teams are trying to do big projects should take a more realistic approach to development. I understand the need for interiors, because we have seen things like the scenic mods adding just exteriors around Balmora and Dagonfell and so on, and they don't work great because it is ruining the immersion not adding interiors. But I think that having some standard interior copy pasted here and there should give no problems with just a little changes, because if you take a look at all games around, every game, even recent game, is using the same more or less the same transition cells, repeated, more or less similar, and there's no problem with it as long as they are not perfectly identical and one near each other. So a certain level of results or perfections is, in my opinion, is not something realistic. When you have such big projects, you should not reason like, oh, it will end when it will end, because that's not realistic. You should analyze where time will go, and I think that the problem with these big projects is they are not able to estimate the time needed to finish them, and that in a real project is not something you can tolerate, because everybody would stop working on games if that would be the case of real projects. But it's not a matter of placing deadlines, it's also a matter of realizing that some targets are not something practical you can reach with your human power, and then make some compromises. And the variety of interior, the uniqueness of interiors is one of the things that can need a lot of time, and it's not something that the player really can appreciate compared to having some finished quest or a finished mod in a realistic number of years. That's my thought about big province mods and big total conversion and so on. And also another approach, which for a real project is something I think so common and so logic, is you don't start rebuilding things that you have already done before having finished the next step, else you will never finish your project. And that's a rule number one that a lot of province mods are not respecting at all, and so that is the big thing. But I understand that the reason why the people work on these things is they are having fun doing that. So basically what I think, in short, you should just play these big projects for what they give you at the moment when you feel like playing them, but don't wait years for something to be finished, because it could never happen simply like that, because there are a lot of people working on it. They are trying to do too much ambitious plans compared to their workforce, and also people may go, project leaders may change, may discard previous ideas. So you have it's not sure that the project will ever be finished. So just play it when it's in a decent state, explore them, help them, but don't wait too much, because you never know if and when it will be really finished. Almalexia maybe from a technical point of view could be something reasonable, because frame rate there is a little problem, but that's also another problem, because who can say in 5 years from here how will the hardware we use be more powerful, how will the software we use to play Morrowind be more powerful? Because in 5 years maybe Open Morrowind will reach a point where it is also more efficient. What now is something that you decide to discard because it has frame rate problems. Maybe in 5 years, in 6 years, that will be not a problem anymore. So I am of the opinion that before thinking about redoing that, just finish what you're doing, and then. But that is the extreme example and really not a problem, because they decided correctly to just avoid the problem until other sections of the province are already done. So what I don't really understand is changing the Talvani area before even finished a lot of different areas that need work done. That, in my opinion, is just absurd and something that they should not have done, because they cause compatibility problems with other mods and will cause more and more problems with other mods for no reason, while there are still tons of work to be done before redoing the Talvani lands. They have already started doing that. They have already done that for Pelagia, for a lot of cities, Lotanis, how is it called? Firewatch. So that was absolutely not needed, and they could have done at a later time. That's another big problem, and another bad movie that I don't understand. Project was born with a certain target, and the target just changed completely during the development. So because people changed, no more the same people, basically, with the same idea about the project, and so they decided to interfere with the standard game. So honestly, it was much simpler without that. It's a matter of opinion, I guess, but for sure this is not helping the project to be completed, because you are changing things every few years when people who in charge of the project are changing, because it happens with such long projects. It happens. So what is considered to be fine now will be considered silly in 10 years. So we will go again redoing things and never finished. This is how I see it. So if this could be a commercial real project, it could never be finished and never gain some money, because there are no realistic targets.
Your bidding, knight?
But anyway, it's good to have something to play, even if it is not finished. This is true for any mod, or it is true for this mod, which is a moved version of the Lighter Naya mod by Microdark. This is true for Silgra Tower vision of this part of the mainland. I just move it here and play the mod. This is Skyrim, I think. This is Zero Deal. And so on with our mods. I don't think so. Vanilla is perfectly fine if you want to do that kind of architecture. Then if you need to do new houses, new, like the grass, or like the, how I call, the new Skyrim architectures, okay, but, or Zero Deal things. But if you need to do a mod, you don't it's not something necessary to use new assets. I think that the one thing that a real landmass mod needs to be finished and to be something you like to play is when you reach the point when you add quests, because it is always unfinished until that point. It may be wonderful to explore, like Little Naya, like there's another one which I don't remember. How is it called? Something very similar. But there are a lot of mods that are unfinished and there are super scenic to explore. But still, probably they will be less finished than the other province projects, because there is no a modder or two working on them, and not enough manpower to finish them.
What do you want of me, Outlander?
But honestly, I like most smaller mods, but that are sort of where the model, the teams are able to calculate a limit of time where they can finish the mod actually, or at least make it playable with all the quests, that thing. But those mods are not something like the big province mod, because obviously the size is something else. I am thinking more about mods like Heavish, Worm Heaven. There's a landmass, not so small. There are tons of quests and the mods are finished. They do 3-4 releases, fix some bugs, but essentially in a couple of years the mod is finished, and these are mods done by one single person, so it's not something impossible. You just have to plan things correctly, giving the manpower you have to develop the mod, not something impossible. I don't know, probably it's a matter of how can Open Morrowind integrate modern animations and things like that. Maybe. But I think for this kind of thing, probably it would be better to even start from scratch using some modern game engine like the ones that are available. Maybe the support for an animation from there would be even simpler. But I don't know, I'm not expert about those things. But when we talk about this thing with people at the MWSC channel in the Morrowind Discord, honestly, even MWSC Lua developers, they think that about doing a modern Morrowind compatible port. They would probably use something like existing game engine, so not doing something from scratch like Open Morrowind has done. Okay, so people, make money. You are young and full of ideas. Make money fast. And please make a super new Morrowind engine and make people make mods with that. But I'd say something like 15 years from here, because else I'm not sure I will be able to play them. Anyway, we are here to investigate this model. So in theory we should find a Telvanni somewhere. But where? Scheming Telvanni. A necromancer holed up in the Lara ancestral tomb. A small tomb between here and Laod, north of Sidonin. Between here and Laod, okay. Hello, lady. So she was not here when it happened, suspicious thing. A note.
My sweet Melina. That night was wonderfulest of all. The light and the shadow and quietness and the rain and the wood. And you. Your smile. Your beckoning finger. Your lips. Antlas is so old. You know he loves his dusty books and experiments, not you. I can't stand the thought of those wrinkled hands touching your body. You need a real man, Melina, and I need you. Only you. But as long as Antlas lives, we will have to keep sneaking, keep hiding, as if it was something to be ashamed of. You know we can't go on like this. I more than love you, I cannot cease to love you. Think of me, sometimes, when Antlas and oceans divide us, but they never will, unless you wish it. Madras.
Okay, so we found a pretty important thing here. I think the widow is not telling us the truth. Avatar. These are mostly Wesley's faces, I think. Adding reading to Morrowind, basically yes, the only thing that is working for standard dialogue is talking Morrowind. The problem is mostly that there's no free voices of good enough quality to play all the voices, so you must have some kind of pre-recorded MP3 voices for all the different races and sex, and not something that I know is available. Maybe something like that is available for Russian people, because the mod, the Talking Morrowind, is originally from a Russian version. But problem is reading all the text. There are not enough voices available. So I think that a good compromise, and what I'm using is just to have a couple voices of good enough quality. Choose one voice for your main character and have only your main character read the journal and some dialogue. And this is what I try to do with the Lua mod, which I am using to read the journal with my character voice. And that's one of the reasons why I'm using a Breton lady as my character. And not only because she's a pretty lady and a powerful mage, but also because one of the very few good voices available in Windows for free is this female voice. So it's the one that allows me to read the journal, the dialogue, and various things I have added in the newer version of this mod. More or less, you can do the same things with the Talking Morrowind program, but that is a little more invasive because it is packed in a way that can cause problems with antiviruses. Also, you know, Russian programs, they are never well known to be super safe. So basically a lot of antivirus will detect like a suspicious program. So that's one of the reasons why it's not easy to install and set up. So basically I was using first a small program which I did, which was just reading the journal when the journal changed. And now that we have Lua and Nightcascade has released an API DLL to be able to read journal and other thing. I have added to that in short and did this mod, which is the one I'm using to add the voice. Is called read aloud. So basically, in theory, it should be working also with other English language, but in practice I have it working with a couple languages which I have been able to install. Usually male version of the voice is very bad quality. The good one is the female one. So the problem is the quality of installed voices. I think if you have money to spend, in theory you should buy some better quality voices and use them. If you are able to use them on Windows, in theory you should be able to use them also from this mod. But this mod will only read journal entries, books, scrolls, choice dialogue, signs, scrolls translating from Daedric, if the scrolls are some text different from the standard, always the standard two words that are present in the vanilla game. And that's it. So in any case, you don't read every text from every different character, NPC, races, sex and so on, just the player. It may be a problem with a game like Morrowind, but honestly, just having your character reading the journal entries and reading the books, it helps a lot. It's a standard Lua mod. You install it. The one thing is there is also a DLL, but you just copy that, or like a normal Lua mod in the same folders. So you first install the. Oh, but there's no need in reality in the package, in the mod package. There should be everything for it to work. A small DLL and then Lua files, which are text files, source code. But my suggestion is try to check what voices you are able to install in your Windows version. There are also other programs that can read some text and make you hear the voices that you are able to install. And if you like the voices, then you can think about installing this mod. Because you need just one voice for your main player character, and you can also with this one you can read a lot of things, but it must be a good quality voice, else it's not good. And that was the big problem with the Toki Morrowind program. Anyway, okay, so we found a clue about this model.
May I help you, Outlander?
Your bidding, knight?
I found a note from Melina's secret lover. It seems highly likely that Melina poisoned her husband. I could show this evidence to the ranking Legion official in Pelagiad, and have Melina arrested.
Okay, so what should we do? Protect the lady here in the name of love? Or talk with the guard because she is the murderer? I think I will talk with the guard because I don't want to go and talk with the Talvani, innocent Talvani. Also, we need to do the quest fast. The things you women do for love. Okay, so I don't think Julan has something to say. Not about it.
I do. I feel at home here, somehow. You're happy I like it here? They say Ashlanders want all foreigners out of Morrowind.
Thank you. Good night. I'm going to stop in a short time too. Thanks for watching.
So, you would welcome more foreigners in Morrowind? Don't see it as the Empire imposing their culture on you. See it as them teaching you about it really, really thoroughly. Julan? Hey, snap out of it.
Okay, so we need to go and talk with someone. So we solved the murder already, just a matter of decide if you want to help the assassin lady here or not. I think I have to go and talk with Angeril. No, not this one. I always drink the wrong potion.
How are you?
Hello, Samia. Where is Angeril?
need to practice more.
Your bidding, knight?
It could be anywhere because the scheduling mod is moving him. Should find a way to reach the prison.
I'm so hungry. I could eat a rat.
Your bidding, knight?
Oh, I could use the mace here, maybe?
Ulikna.
Ollie. Going to practice with the mace.
Die with honor, coward!
I think I'm not doing a lot of practice here. Okay. So where could anger will be? Here, visiting his friend? No.
You've got the better of me, so go ahead.
Your bidding, knight?
There should be a way to reach the prison without opening that strong door, but not sure about it. Maybe I will have to wait for a different time. To be able to talk with Angeril, which is the one in charge here.
Is there something I can do for you?
Oh well.
What was that?
I can look in the tower, but I doubt he's there.
Welcome. If you wish to talk,
That was the
it's really
strangest
no
book
trouble.
I've ever read. Smell.
He's easy to spot at least. A high health with Imperial armor.
What may I do?
But he's not there. I think he's in the prison. But finding the way to the prison, not easy. So...
Hello.
Oh, greetings. How do you...
Not there. Could he be here? No. Okay, so if I don't find a way to reach the prison, I think I'd better go back.
Your bidding, knight?
No. I'm sure there's a way, but not able to find so far. Oh, north wall could be this.
Your bidding, knight?
Okay, I will come back when... Or I could try and wait some hours. Maybe another time. So for now, I will recall back One more. We could go to the Avish Mages Guild.
I'd be happy to talk.
And
My
from
pleasure,
here,
really.
we can travel for free.
Valmora.
Share your thoughts, friend. I enjoy the company.
Yes, here they are. I delivered Eternal's notes to Ronese. Ronese told me that Tashpi Ashabale is a necromancer. Ronese wants me to kill Tashpi Ashabale. She lives in Margan.
Another strange request from Ryan's here. But that will be for next time probably. For now I think I will stop here. Thanks for watching and hopefully see you next time.